Hey everyone, it's day 2 of our 31 days of prayer that we called If. It's from 2 Chronicles 7:14. If you didn't notice, I'm representing a little bit. Such a good game last night. Anytime we beat the Patriots, it's a good night. But I think everything looks a little bit backwards. It's what happens when you use your camera in the selfie mode. But I want to just share for a few moments again today about prayer. This morning I got up out of bed at about 6:15 a.m. and truth is I actually woke up at 2:15. I remember looking at my phone and seeing what time it was when I woke up. But I stayed in bed on and off, just kind of praying, taking little snoozes and naps in between my prayer. Many times when I wake up, especially that early in the morning, I'll get up and I'll go into the living room. I don't want to interrupt Rachel in her sleep, but I'll turn on the news and just watch it till I fall back to sleep. But lately I've just been feeling the need to pray in between my little snoozes. And simply it comes to this: I want to redeem my time. As I laid there in bed, I kept having this thought run through my head. I feel like the Holy Spirit was leading this. If we want to have change in our nation, it has to start in the heart. It has to start in the heart. Think about it this way: from our hearts to our home, from the home into our communities, and from our communities into the nation. I want to read a passage of scripture to you from Psalms 139. It's verses 23 and 24. And King David said this: "Search me, God, and know my heart. Test me and know my anxious thoughts. See if there is any offensive way in me, and lead me in the way of everlasting." Why not? Why not ask God right now in this moment to search your heart? Ask Him if there's anything offensive. Ask Him if there's something inside of you that needs to change. And if there is, repent. Ask for forgiveness. This is the whole purpose of Christianity, of what Christ did on the cross. His blood, His death is for grace, so that when we do have something offensive in our heart, we find forgiveness. So when we allow God to change our heart, He can use us as the instrument to bring change, not just in our nation, not just in our communities, but also in our home. Let me just finish up with one more thought. I've been studying the lives of many of the great evangelists and revivalists of the past, and there's one that caught my attention the other day. His name is R.A. Torrey. In fact, I almost talked about him on Sunday, but I held off. But he was an evangelist in the late 19th and early 20th century, and he was asked this question. They said, what brings revival? What brings change? What brings a righteous standard that we could all live by? And I want to end by sharing with each of you his answer. Number one, this is what he said: let a few Christians get thoroughly right with God themselves. This is the prime essential. If this is not done, the rest that I am to say will come to nothing. This is what I meant by heart change. If we don't have a heart change, we won't see a change in our homes, in our communities, and especially our nation. The second part of his answer was this: let those people bind themselves together in a prayer group to pray for a revival until God opens the heavens and comes down. This is why we're joining together in prayer. I don't want just change for our nation, our community. I truly want to see God move in a way that He's not moved before. I want a revival. The final part of his answer was this, number 3. Let them put themselves at the disposal of God for Him to use as He sees fit in winning others to Christ. That is all. A heart change which leads us to prayer, and prayer which finally leads us to action. I want to remind you tonight that we are going to be meeting at the church. Several of our pastoral team are going to leave times of prayer from 7 to 8 p.m. every Tuesday and Thursday from now until the election. We're going to pray for not just our nation, but for our homes and for our communities as well. And we're going to be using this prayer model from Psalms 139, 23, and 24. God bless you, and thank you again for joining us as we take these 31 days and pray the greatest if-then statement from 2 Chronicles 7:14.